Someone once loved you, but their admiration turned into control. They couldn't let go when you walked away, and instead of healing, they recruited eyes and ears to follow your life. This is not about love, it's about pathology. Narcissistic injury, paranoia, and obsessive control drive people to stalk and hack rather than self-reflect. They use flying monkeys, private investigators, and covert tactics because they're terrified of losing their grip on an identity they built around you. But you have more power than you realize. The cards today show you how to gray rock, disengage emotionally, and move forward untouched. The stalker feeds on reaction. When you withdraw the reaction, the supply starves. Let's see how Spirit guides you through this. Okay, we're going to do the gang stalking story, and I'm starting off with, this is the card that I drew for this. So, I actually drew the card and then I was like, gang stalking, gang stalking. So they are not your friends. That's what I want you to know. No one who's gang stalking you, following you at all is your friend. Let's just get that clear, okay? And then we will move on to the actual tarot card reading to try to get some information as to why idiots would do this. So why don't we begin while I'm shuffling, which I was going to use a cosmic tarot. Let's only go there if this gets crazy, because when it gets crazy, it just does. Yeah. Somebody's getting divorced. Okay. So, okay. So, first of all, this totally makes me think of that song Obsession by Animotion. You are an obsession. You are an obsession. You're my obsession. I cannot sleep. I am a possession. Somebody sees you as a possession, something to keep, something to have. No real love there. Just more like I want to put the pretty doll or the put you on the shelf. Yes. I want to go to this event and that event. And you look perfect, okay? You better look perfect, okay? People like this don't want to be seen with people who, like if they're going to be ugly people, and I'm not trying to be hating, I'm just stating that's just what the Spirit is telling me. Like if they end up with somebody ugly, it's because they've got something else. Maybe that other person then has money, or, like if you successfully get away, then it's because that person has something that they're going to try to say, see, this one's better. Let me move this up here for a second. Because the truth is, people like this already, they're trying to fill in for having lost you. So let's dive into the psychology of it. Okay. So what are the traits of someone who does this? Somebody who has narcissistic injury, obsessive control, paranoid thinking, triangulation. Somebody who's antisocial or has stalking tendencies, duh, right? Okay, well, we have to say it. I get that this person has somebody. This person already has somebody, but they are still stalking you. So let's dive into the psychology again. Why would their new partner enable it? Trauma bonding, described as loyalty. So that would be manipulation. We're going to keep that. Misinformation, shared delusions, a belief they're helping when they're actually fueling obsession. Do you see how that works? So, how do you protect yourself? Let's just get that out of the way, okay? Because we're going to go with the gray rock method, which is the one that tends to work the best. You absolutely cannot feed people like this. You just need to get away from them and pretend like la la la, you're just not even there. So stay calm, disengage emotionally, avoid reaction, document the harassment, and keep evidence. Okay, that's for sure. Limit contact and strengthen digital security if necessary. And in severe, super severe cases, involve legal or safety authorities. Have somebody that you can talk about with this. I always tell people I share everything. I'll talk about just about everything. Obviously, there are things that I reserve for myself, but there are people that are in the loop that I let know when I've got a situation that is not quite right. And yeah, law enforcement is involved. When I am able to text an officer and get a text back, I'm very, very safe. Okay. Any one of you could say, well, what if law enforcement's involved? Well, what if they are involved? There's not a whole hell of a lot that I can do. I have to be able to trust somebody, right? You have to be able to trust somebody. You have to be able to place your trust where it goes, but not with the gang stalker. Okay, so continue, Holy Spirit. All right. I don't know. I keep thinking like I might want to switch decks already. Page of Cups in reverse really is just giving me that idea. Now, that's a woman. This is this deck that is slightly androgynous. It doesn't really mean anything. I know, like for me, I look at it and I get a particular, idea. This, this story, Page of Cups in reverse, this is not just curiosity. This is obsession dressed as concern. Somebody's going to tell you that they're worried about you, that they just haven't heard from you, that they wonder how you are. Somebody walked out of a relationship and refused to keep playing a role they never auditioned for. Is this an actor? We talking about an actor? No, it doesn't have to be an actor. The one left behind could have healed, but instead I feel like they reached for control rather than therapy. They should be with a therapist. If you're with a therapist too long, that's a sign. They choose surveillance rather than self-awareness. They choose spies. They hired a private investigator or investigators, hackers, even people that they barely know to watch every move. There we go. Okay. Where are we going with this? They're hoping that they can reclaim a sense of power with you that slipped through their fingers. So, well, go get a life. People slip through fingers. People have their own reasons for leaving. People have their own reasons for doing the leaving, doing the staying. Not, everybody has free will. As the cards are turning, we're going to try to see the psychology behind it. So this is narcissistic injury and control, borderline paranoia mixed with antisocial tactics. The ex has found a new partner. Spirit, could you confirm? The ex has found a new partner, and that partner thinks they're being supported. They don't realize they're fueling an obsession, not a relationship. This triangulation where, a new person is enlisted to hate the old person, it becomes a shared delusion. It's trauma bonding dressed up as loyalty. The energy here will escalate. We're talking about stalking, okay? When the stalking fails, they plot accidental meetings or where you could see them, where intimidation doesn't work. They dream of sedation. In the darkest corners of their minds, there's talk of drugging, subduing, and kidnapping, fantasies of ultimate control because the target would not bend. You're not bending. They want to make you bend. Lord have mercy. Okay, Spirit. With the King of Pentacles sideways, we don't have to have a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We could just have some asshole here who's fucking nuts. Okay, this could be somebody involved in business, finance, real estate. This could be a realtor. This could be a banker. This could be a farmer. Okay, use your imagination here. That's why Spirit is warning you now, okay? This is why your intuition will flare. All right. Don't be posting about it online and, because they want that. They just want your attention because they couldn't get it before. They know you don't fucking care. Okay. The cards will help us see where your power is. Remember that gray rock is not weakness. Okay. It's the shield. Starve the obsession by withdrawing your emotional response. Strengthen boundaries. Okay. Document everything. Almost. Call light to the shadows. Where are we going with it? Because predators hate exposure. The stalker wants your reaction, your energy, your fear. Spirit wants your freedom. You were born to be free. You are free. You're be whoever you want to be. You want to be a unicorn, be a unicorn. Today, I feel in this reading, we should focus on gray rocking, on how to detach, how to stay safe, how to reclaim your power. Let them unravel under their own friggin' schemes, okay? All right. It doesn't want me to unravel anything, does it? Wants me to not say a fucking word? Well, fuck you. We're going to do it. All right? Because you're sick. People like this are sick. People like this are fucking stupid. I wonder how they have that much time in the day to do this to anybody. So remember what I'm telling you. And if you don't remember what I say about gray rock, Empress reverse, and Temperance reverse, definitely going for, I'm concerned about you, but I'm a fucking Empress in reverse, or I'm with an Empress in reverse. She's not the real Empress, so I got to stalk you. But I've convinced my new person, this Empress in reverse, that we must stalk you. This is what we must do. Let's silence him or silence her. Okay, that kind of vibe. Gray rocking is smart. Look it up. Remember what I'm saying to you. Let's see. Come on. Don't make me go to the ugly cards, okay? Page of Cups in reverse. Could be a blonde lady. Could be a chubby blonde lady who wears a short skirt. Maybe too short for her age. What the fuck? Okay. Somebody wears Converse. Somebody's name could be Bill. Wadhams could be significant. There we go. Thank you, Spirit. So we have the Three of Swords in reverse. Somebody refusing to heal. We're going to look at this strictly from the stalker. So the stalker's like, okay, so I'm with this weird bitch over here, but I'm a mess. I could be a Taurus. I could be a Capricorn. I could be anything, okay? I could live in the city. I could have property. I could have a block wall, a cinder block wall. But I refuse to heal. Why do I refuse to heal? Oh my God, here we go again. Same fucking storyline. Okay, because we have the Ten of Pentacles sideways, because it's like, I look like I have everything, but I don't. I don't have what I want. What I want is you. All I want is you. Okay, it's like, I got this dumb bitch over here and a couple of dogs, but what I really want is you. They have everything. They have money. They should shut up and go the fuck away and let us all, right, the collective, just move along in peace. Remember, you guys, if anything is happening to you, there are numbers at the end of this video. Just pause the video and take note of them, or Google what you need. Just don't, if you need help, don't do it alone. All right? Okay, so if you have the Ten of Pentacles, motherfucker, what is your problem? Go be happy somewhere. Let us be happy. Let us find new love. Let us be happy with the new love that we have. Okay, because Knight of Swords, because I want to fucking fight you, because I'm fucking angry, because you don't want to be with me, and you won't pay attention to me, and you're not acknowledging my messages, and you're not acknowledging my social media attempts, and you're not acknowledging my stalking of you, yet I know that you know that I'm stalking you, all right? This guy's pissed off as hell. All right, so what's your fucking problem? What's your major malfunction? Let's talk about that bitch over there in the corner. What's up with the Page of Cups in reverse? This person could be younger than they are. There could be an age difference between the two. It doesn't have to be a significant age difference. It doesn't have to be that he's in a relationship with a child. In fact, she looks like a weird fucking bitch. Okay, so what's going on? I get very animated under these. Oh, fuck! Because my magic isn't working. Oh no, because I went all woo-woo magic and fucking who knows, boys club and, hiring a rent-a-cop. I didn't mean to say that. Somebody's a security guard. Somebody could be a security guard. Security guard can mean any number of things. Security guard at Walmart, security guard within an institution, an establishment, the military, anything like that. Could be a bodyguard. You could be a superstar, and this could be like the bodyguard kind of vibe. I'm not saying that your bodyguard are the people that are, keeping you safe when you go places, that's this person. I'm trying to, think about this, okay? What I meant to say is, rent a witch. What the fuck? Okay, so because my magic isn't working. Because I'm a fucking wizard warlock. Now flip and switch the gender assignments as you will. Fly your freak flag if you be happy. Just be happy. The thing that people with this level of mental illness hate is for you to be happy. And the fact that you're happy is why they're stalking you, honey. Okay. So tell us about the weird bitch in the corner. Maybe she's the magician. Maybe she's the one, because I was trying to clarify her. I'm going to leave it over here because she's just a fucking weird bitch and nobody's magic is working. Okay. So I went to Peru. Somebody went to Peru. Somebody left the country, went to another country, maybe tried to hire somebody from, whatever pantheon you subscribe to. If you subscribe to, like, say, okay, I'm Afro-Caribbean. Somebody could understand that because I'm Cuban and because I'm of a mixed ethnicity. And, in Cuba, I wasn't born there. I was born in LA, so don't get too excited, but that I do obviously make it known that I love the African pantheon. Well, then somebody could go see a babalawo. Somebody could go see una santera, un santero, like something like this. Or they could, big mistake, they could go to those deities associated, or orishas, if you will, with that pantheon to ask for help, thinking that they are actually interacting with that pantheon. And I guarantee you that they're not, because not even Chango in this pantheon, who is Santa Barbara, who is the warrior, who is a protector, is going to assist in harming you. So what happens is, they are being duped by either a fake practitioner or the practitioner got it wrong. I'm telling you that they're, unless you go to like Palo Monte or Palo Mayombe and go to something really fucked up, they really aren't seeing anything. And you're probably just like spending $500, $1,000, each time with somebody who really can't do anything, because in the end, if the practitioner is correct and if you're just living your life right, then there's no way to penetrate you and they're just taking the money. But I guarantee you, even if they were, communing with un espíritu burlón or something like, a fake spirit, or just basically it's a demonic energy, or, I'm talking about specifically if they tried, really, this will happen within any pantheon. And then there's plenty of people like me that I'm protected by the light. I'm also protected by the dark. I know the light, I know the dark, and it isn't because I have gone in to make commitments with the dark. It's because the dark respects me because I don't fuck with anybody, and I respect that they have jobs too. All right. The job of the adversary, is to trick you into exactly this right here. That's why, you'll find out that they're ill. Somebody here had a hysterectomy. And I wouldn't be talking about you being a healthy person. I'm talking about one of the people stalking you or associated with the stalking of you. Somebody definitely has a hysterectomy, had to have something wrong. There's also somebody that has some kind of a mass in the breast tissue. I'm not a doctor. This is a story. I'm in this direction. There's something wrong with that woman over there. Some kind of, I don't know, like it would sound funny to say venereal disease, and that could be true, but we're talking something pretty serious, or maybe because of some PID, like pelvic inflammatory disease, that has now caused this person. That could be the practitioner. It doesn't have to be the person. It could be your person's person. It could be your person. I'm sorry. Oh, Lord. Okay. Somebody has a hysterectomy. Somebody had to have something aspirated. A biopsy is significant. Somebody has cancer. Somebody's waiting on test results. This would not be about you. And if it is about you and you have those diagnoses, I'm very sorry about that. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about this. Okay. And now stick close to the divine, make sure that you're right with God. I was, dedicated, not just, by baptism when I was a baby, but, I was dedicated at 10 years old, and I've had many baptisms. Like, look, you tell me there's a thing of water and there's a baptism, I'm going, okay? All right. Okay. Okay. So now we have that special card from this deck. It's in the reverse, though. Let me think about this. So this is the card that says, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. So I'm going to take it in the reverse and say that this person's like not themselves, or they're all fucked up, or they're on the wrong path. Let's use the card. I mean, it's in there. Okay. So tell us a little bit more. Like, who are we clarifying? What are we clarifying? Let's clarify the Three of Swords in reverse. Come on, Spirit. I don't know how I feel about it. Do I take it? Yes, I do. Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so they want money. They went after money. This could just be about a new beginning. It did go with the Three of Swords. So they're not healed, but they have money. We have that. We have real estate. We have property. We have finances. We have something. There's an old woman that's being taken care of. They may have a baby. They could be a young couple. This should be okay. It's not okay, quite obviously, because then we got this pissed off motherfucker that's coming for this. Or, this could also indicate a message from law enforcement coming toward, but we haven't seen any other law enforcement cards. I am gathering that there's law enforcement involved or will be involved. There could be a lawsuit, but we haven't gotten that far yet, right? So clarifying the Three of Swords, why haven't they healed? Because they want a new beginning with you. Now, how do you have that if you're all up in this mess over here? Not that you want that person from the past. You do not. Okay, let's make that clear. Leave the past in the past. I'm going to repeat that to you as if I were your mother, okay? You give them a chance. Maybe you gave them 2 chances. That's it. Don't wait for the third. Okay, they're always going to do what they did before. People that are this unhealed, it's very difficult for them to try to prove it to you, and then you're always going to have it in your head. What if you do it again? What if you come back and do this to me again? Okay, I'm just trying to tell you what I would tell you if you were sitting across from me. If we were in a coaching session, I would be telling you something like this. Maybe I wouldn't be cussing at you. Eventually, I'd probably cuss, I am, if anything, authentic. Okay, I'm just who I am. Okay. All right. Yes. And so here we have the fake Empress. So now we have the Empress that is sideways. He's not. We've seen this fuck. This always, why does it have to be this way? Well, I guess because it's a continuation of a collective consciousness type of reading. Okay. Okay. I'm not the only reader that feels this way. Okay. All right. Tell us about the Empress. Who's the Empress? Okay. In denial about an Empress that they're currently with. Flip and switch the roles. Do whatever you like. Not wanting to see the truth. At an impasse. Not sure what to do. And in the challenge position. I don't know what to do. I don't know whether I should look and see, oh my God, she's a fucking bitch. I don't know if I should just take off my blindfold and deal with what I've got to deal with. That dress that she's wearing is making me think about, somebody's sick. Okay, you could have short red hair, pink hair, you could be from Washington. I got somebody in Washington. Okay. Busy work. Somebody's busy. Somebody plays chess. Somebody's playing chess. I cannot sleep. I am a possession. That song is significant because it's not just like I'm getting the song. I'm listening to the song in my head. How does it go? Yeah. You're an obsession. You're my obsession. Who do you want me to be to make you sleep with me? You are an obsession. Oh, hell no. Oh, no. Fuck off. Okay. All right. Where do we go from here? Because we've already defined the psychology of a person or persons such as these. And if it's 2 of them, if your past person's already hooked up with somebody and they're both gang stalking you, let me ask a question. Does one or the other, do they both know? Are they both in this? I mean, is this really a situation like that where it's like both of them? Okay. Do you see why I don't? Yes. 7 of Swords, upright, in your face even, stalking you in the face, stalking you in the park, stalking you at your home. Maybe your home looks like this. Maybe you live in an apartment that's brown and has multiple floors, and maybe this is you. And somebody's just right out there like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'm like taking swords and I'm going to get away with it. Do you see why I love this deck? All right. Somebody lives around a bunch of trees, maybe some pine trees. Okay. There's snow on that roof. They're going to continue this through the winter. Yeah. Hierophant, because there's a marriage that is a challenge. Let's see. Where are we going with this? What is the condition of that marriage? Spirit, tell us if there's a marriage or a high level commitment. It doesn't have to be married. I mean, you could be married to this person. Oh, fuck. Look at this. We have the High Priestess upright, butted up against the Magician in reverse. Well, the High Priestess trumps the... did you hear what I said? Trumps the Magician. Don't trust anybody. And that's in succession. That's card number 1 and 2. You're probably the high priestess unless you're a motherfucking cross watcher and you're this crazy bitch or that motherfucker right there. They're both crazy. Clarify the high priestess. Who is the high priestess, spirit? Come on. Why over here? Oh, fuck. 9 of Swords. On that new beginning. Okay, so somebody who's in a high level commitment or is in a commitment because it did fly that way is in fucking hell. 9 of Swords as the challenge. Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, what have I done? Oh my God, what did I lose? I can hear a person's ruminations this way at night like, oh my God, what have I done? I lost the rose. All right. 24 minutes. Let's wrap this up, Spirit. I really want to know about the High Priestess. 2 of Pentacles. The High Priestess over here is only challenged by juggling finances. She's cute. She's got short, dark hair. She's wearing a cute little dress that has really nice legs and wears a sundress. Okay, so she's like, I'm going to try to juggle everything, but I'm doing it alone. Leave me alone. And then we have as a challenge the King of Wands. So she either is... Maybe she sees the King of Pentacles in the challenge as the King of Wands because it's coming across as a challenge. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, male or androgynous male, or just somebody who's like, looks kind of, I don't know. What do you call that? Androgyny. Okay, so... Okay. And she's looking right at him. That looks to me like a motherfucking slingshot. Like if you approach me, motherfucker. Okay, so the King of Wands is the King of Pentacles, or she's being stalked by 2 people. Or more. Could be 3. All right. Didn't even get to ask. What are we clarifying here? 4 of Cups in reverse, so somebody here is refusing to see that someone new could come in, or they could have look, if this guy's not happy with the person that he's with, okay, then the suggested advice is to dump that person that you're with and end it, cut it off right there, get rid of it because it's not working, right? It could be that somebody no longer feels apathetic, that somebody says, I'm just going to take what spirit gives me. Okay, so let's clarify further. Who are we clarifying? I still want to fucking what's that fucking crazy? Well, she's so insignificant that she's only showing up as a page. News, a bad love offer, a stinky cup, somebody with a dirty crotch. Okay, so that's what I think. Okay. Why can't you just smell like roses and coconuts? I love the way I smell. Why do you have to be fucking... Oh, that fell over here. Right over the 9 of Wands, over the King of Wands. This chick over here, she might be sporty. She might be a walker, a jogger, somebody who's sporty, somebody who likes sports, somebody who likes outdoor activities and takes care of her body. She's like, fuck you. No. He's in the 9 of Swords. She's in the 9 of Wands. Like, no. Okay? Fuck you. I will beat you with this fucking stick, motherfucker. You bring your stick, motherfucker. I've got sticks too. Okay? So, leave her alone. If you're the cross watcher, leave that woman alone because she's like, I know. It's like this bitch over here is like, I'm gonna do it in broad daylight. What the fuck you gonna do about it? And she's like, well, fuck you. I see you, bitch. So if you're being stalked, that's what I'm saying. Take it if it resonates, but you would already know if you're being stalked, gang stalked, if somebody's trying to fuck with you. Crown chakra is what I feel like. Knight of Pentacles. So this chick really is just focused. Whoever you are, you're just focused on making money, making pentacles. Although I see that if somebody else is going to bring an offer to you, do I know the timing of it? No, I don't. We could try to figure that out. Focus on taking care of yourself and your pentacles, and then trust me when I tell you this. Love will come to you, and that person will make every transparent effort to ensure that you are safe. They won't rush you. They won't hurry you. They won't pressure you. They won't try to sleep with you. Maybe they're going to want to get a kiss from you eventually, depending on, what the situation is. Keep your good counsel. Okay, tell us about the Knight of Pentacles. What's coming in? What news is coming in? What action is coming in? Money is coming in. Somebody's getting a new job. Somebody's looking for a job. Woohoo! Flew all the way over there. The Lovers in reverse. Okay, so somebody made a bad choice over here. So the choice has been made. They are not your friends. My voice is cracking. Somebody may have teenagers. Look. I'm looking at my manicure. Somebody needs to get their nails done. Somebody is getting their nails done. Somebody has 10 nails. Somebody's name could be Nail. I'm just kidding, guys. Okay. Oh my gosh. That reminds me of that chick doing the Vietnamese joke about the nail salon. Somebody could be Vietnamese. Somebody could be Asian. All right. Somebody could be Mexican. All right. Okay. Clarifying the. Whoa. Ugly. Okay. Yeah. There's that fucking weird blonde bitch again. So if you're blonde, I'm not messing with you. I was born blonde. It just didn't stay that way. Okay, over time, my mom will tell everybody I'm actually a blonde, but that's not been true since I was a child. We have the Five of Pentacles upright, so that means that these people are out in the cold. They made a poor choice. So, well, fuck you guys. Fuck off together. Enjoy your life. Go take your money and go do something good. Okay, go do something good for somebody. Relieve your karma. Relieve yourselves. Go do something. Go to a church. Go see a pastor. Go get baptized. Go get a fucking exorcism. Okay, so here we go. Leave the collective alone. All right. Why are they in the Five of Pentacles? What's happening after the Five of Pentacles? Should I move to a different deck? No. I like the flow here, and we're at 2947. Ooh, I did see it. Oh, 5 and 5. Change is coming. It's coming for them. 5 is significant. 55 is significant. You could be 55. You could be in your 50s. They could be in their 50s. 5 of Pentacles, 5 of... So old motherfuckers and still being fucking weird. You know, over here we had them like right in your face. And over here it's like behind your fucking back too. Okay, now fuck you. Okay, that's the best fucking word I can think of. Fuck you. Go away. Okay, leave us to Beethoven. Okay, so let's see. Moving along. What are we clarifying? I don't know if I want to clarify these stupid people anymore. Ugh. What becomes of them? Because, well, okay, how about this? Let's focus on you. I'm tired of them. What happens for you? You're on guard. You're vigilant. You're paying attention. You're keeping notes. You're taking photographs. You're reporting it to the police. You're reporting, like, even when you see digital activities that are crimes, like, you need to talk to somebody about this, but try not to worry about it too much. You don't have to go crazy with it. Don't get crazy about a VPN. If you're doing anything very sensitive, carry multiple devices. Don't hook up to your own Wi-Fi, okay? And then don't tell anybody which kind of phone, what kind of a phone. And it's even better if you live in an apartment because that mixes things up and they have to try to, you know, you'd have to have some military background resources or whatever. Okay, so you've got the Nine of Pentacles. And, you know, it was kind of like this, like you're not going to be single that much longer if you are single and if you are looking. If you are single and you are contented, you're fine. Do you see that? You know, this always reminds me, even though it isn't a little witch's hat, it's a little, you know, summer, it's fall, we have apples, you know, so yeah, I think Nine of Pentacles, 9th month is September, we're in the 9th month, somebody's right around you. Somebody worth it. You know, that little bird at the top of her straw hat is making me think she's looking the other way and somebody is right around her. Huh. Okay, let's just get a couple more answers here. Who's around her? Who's around the little girl there who is all on her own, doing good, harvesting? Maybe she has a little bird. Maybe she plants a garden. Maybe, but she's definitely on her own. So this is going to apply for the majority of you that are partnered up with somebody. I mean, oh, did you hear what I said? Partnered up? I didn't mean to say that. Never tell anybody what you're doing, not doing. Like, don't put anything too personal online about where you're at, what you're doing, because even if they do locate you, at least then they don't have that information about you. I mean, we could go all up in the witchcraft. Do I feel like there's magic involved here? Yeah, you know, a little bit. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's so stupid it doesn't register right. It's almost like maybe they've given up. Maybe they're just like, before I go to jail. 0, card 0, the Fool. When I say who's coming, somebody new, something new, a new beginning. Here it comes, starting all over very soon. Now, don't get crazy. I know when you're very young or inexperienced, or we've all been naive, right? That it's easy to fall into a trap of thinking that the next person is the person. No, 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 no. Use your instinct. And then if you start going out with somebody, go slow. Don't lower your standards. Don't accept somebody who's fucking weird just because they're all over you or they're chasing you or they wear you down or you're just like not well. You have to be completely healed or you'll end up in a situation where you end up with somebody who's like, they could be mentally ill. I'm telling you from experience, okay? You got to be very, very strong, very well, and to learn a lesson if that happens to you, because, you could just be like a friend of mine's father used to say, you're like a little lamb out here in the fields, and the wolves are all around you. I used to think that everybody was good, or like if you had a badge, if you had some stripes, then you must be a superhero, you must be good. No, doesn't fucking mean shit. Okay, we have the Page of Pentacles. There's good news definitely coming in regarding finances. Tell us more about this coming in, Spirit, and then we'll see. Maybe we'll get a couple of fun cards in here. Oh, I know. We'll get you a romance angel, okay? Yeah, look, just because they're a cop doesn't mean they're a good cop. Have them prove to you if you're dating a cop that they're a good cop. Somebody in the military, just because in the military they could be a fucking veteran of 15 fucking wars. It doesn't mean that they're well. In fact, be careful, okay? I'm just saying. Not hating, just stating. It doesn't mean that all veterans are fucked in the mind. Some people were fucked in the mind from the beginning. And then if you think that, so innocently, like, well, this has got to be, it's a cop, they're safe. It's a military person, they've got to be a hero. No, honey, no. It's probably quite the obvious. When it's a test, you'll know what I'm saying. You'll figure that out. No. And then they try to isolate you and fuck you all. Okay. I'm just saying it's unfortunate when people are unwell or they've got PTSD, but none of that is excuses. And here I'm not getting that this is because everybody, what? Are they going to play the victim and say, because everybody did everything to me? Or because when I was a kid, everybody bullied me and so I'm retarded. No, look, I'm sorry. Six of Pentacles in reverse. Somebody who's reciprocal, like it's the challenge, but I really wasn't drawing for orientations here. Maybe you're a same-sex couple and this could be somebody in an orientation that you never believed. Okay. Like that you would go for. I don't know. I don't see that. I'm just like throwing shit out there. Maybe you have blue hair. How do I know? Oh, good. We're going to get you a romance angel because this is what you want to see. Don't worry about the gender assignment here. A King of Cups approaches. Yeah, it could be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but you could also be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Hang on, let me get a romance angel. Where is the romance angel? Oh. All right. This is good news for those of you. If you really have been oppressed, if you have been stalked, whether it's, psychological stalking, I mean, all of it can go hand in hand. People could be sending you their fucking witchcraft ass, fake ass. Whoa, I'm going to do something to you. I'm sorry. There are people that really think this works. I got to tell you, I've duped other people, really getting them to believe what I was saying. They fucking fell for it. You got to be careful what you say for people. Okay, sometimes people just need a tool. Sometimes they just need something to hang on to. Sometimes you're writing a story, weaving it all around them, and they believe you. Sometimes you're writing a book and a story about them, and trust me, they won't be able to sue you because all the characters involved are fictional. Okay, so let me get you a romance angel. If you're in a relationship now, if you've got somebody out there, don't tell anybody. Keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself, because then when it becomes what it's supposed to become, you can tell the world, and then, there's always going to be haters. There's always going to be people coming for you. It's just the nature. It's not, how do I say this to you? Very young people that make up a huge swath of the people that I know. People are just people. And people are going to do what they do. How about that? Okay. You have to still live your life, but you don't need to put everything on social media. All right. Okay, let's get you a romance angel about this King of Cups. Didn't know. Oh. Okay, so we have, oh, shit. Yeah, we have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. Do you see that? Hand in hand, you're going to go off with somebody. I'm telling you that for the people that are healed and ready and looking, interested at least in seeing what comes your way, someone coming. You like South Park? I love South Park. I haven't seen South Park in a long time. I got a friend that does animations and I just adore his work. He's awesome. Okay, so tell us, I kept going, so let's keep going. Tell us about this. Tell us about this. Tell us about the retreat. Who is this person who's the King of Cups? I love it. Anything else from the romance angels that we need to know before I let you go? It's getting hot in here. I don't know. That could be pretty hot. Okay. I like that right there. Ooh. Very polite, very pretty. Do you see that? They're in wedding clothes. Don't jump into a wedding and a marriage if you don't want to, because not all of us want to get married and not everybody needs to get married. And I don't know. You just let that come if it comes. If everything's right, you know what you do? You talk to Jesus and say, Jesus, Father, please order my steps. And make sure that that person is a real Christian, not a fake Christian or whatever your higher power is. Make sure that it's not what their deeds are, their beautiful, great deeds in the world, or how much they tithe, or what, you got to get to know a person, because when you do, I guarantee you the mask will fall if they're wearing a mask. That's why you have to go slow. I'm older than you. Probably. I speak from experience. I'm telling you, just go slow. If it takes years, then it takes years. So what? You got things to do, okay? Okay, let's see. Well, that one fell out, so I'm going to take it. Ooh. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So if you're the cross watcher and accidental watcher and you're going to make a romantic gesture, to this woman who's doing good on her own, then you take it easy, okay? But go ahead. Maybe you're a male and feeling that way. You want to make an offer to somebody. Okay, take it easy, though. Remember, when people have been through gang stalking and all this kind of shit, or been associated or unfortunately had relationships with people with mental issues, it's like it can be a lot. You have to let that person heal, and you got to make sure that they're healed. Okay? You'll know. You get to know them and you'll know. Okay. Oh my gosh, I started doing this, so we're going to take it. We're going to take it. What's coming? One more? Nope. Let's see. One more. Come on. All right, let's see. Oh, shit. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to take them. Lucky you. We have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. Lord Jesus in heaven, thank you, Father. Did you see that? I just said that to you. Stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. What did I just tell you? Stick close to the divine. Stick close to your Father. Do good in the world. Don't just stay away from people that are bad. What do you want me to say? Oh my freaking God. Worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. We're going to leave it right there. I was going to say read it. We did read it. We'll leave it right there. And just remember that you're being watched over by the angels. You are protected by the Most High. Nobody can do anything to you, but we have to be very, very cautious and aware about the physical body, because there are people that are fucking crazy enough to do fucking weird shit to you. And I could tell you some fucking stories. Okay. I am very serious about this. I'm going to be 57 here in November. And I can tell you that I've lived a lot of those years just fine. And then I too had to encounter people that I never in my life would have imagined were a certain way. And then of course I made, different mistakes along the way and had to encounter some really bad people until I was able to get my little sea legs and get strong enough. And don't feel bad. If you're very young, it takes time. Or maybe you're going to be good out of the box. If you're much older, as let's say you're 75 and you're like, fuck, I still haven't found anybody. Well, then maybe it's taking you a little while. But remember, the divine says it's worth waiting for. Love you guys. Take care. God bless you.